Right, there are several things on that last one. The first one, lots of people asked me where I got this from. I'm so sorry. I saw it about a week ago and thought, oh, that's useful. Took a screenshot and, like a complete idiot, forgot to note where I'd got it from. I think I was expecting that the site would show at the top or the bottom of the screenshot, and I've gone and had a look and it really doesn't, but it does give that. So I suspect that you could do it. I have tried reverse searching the image and I've had no luck, but I think you could probably find it yourself if you went and looked like that. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing it here now. And also a couple of other things that have come up on it. This. Now, some people have said, oh, don't forget we were fighting fascism. In the First World War, we weren't fighting fascism. Basically, First World War was a family argument that got millions of people killed because they were brought up to do as they were told, their duty to their king and country. It was a family argument. It was started by the Archduke Franz Ferdinand getting shot, but it had been brewing for a while. There was too much internal military build-up in Europe. They were competing for the rights to colonialism, all that stuff. But basically, it was a great big family argument, and they got millions of young men slaughtered for it. The fascism came afterwards. The fascism came because, to a degree, of this. Because the First World War was basically a family argument between rich cousins, and Germany was really destroyed. Don't forget the Great Depression happened in the 30s. That was mostly America. 2008, ring a bell, anyone? History is your friend. And people were struggling for money and whatever, which is how Hitler managed to rise to power, because Germany was economically very depressed and Hitler promised them the moon if they all hated those people over there. Does this ring a bell to you yet? Because it should do. It really should do. And the group that they picked in the 30s was the Jews, and the group that they're picking this time round is the Muslims, but it doesn't matter. It's them over there are to blame for what I took. But after the Second World War, after the First World War, soldiers who had lost everything were begging on the streets. They were blind, they had nothing. They weren't given anything. So after the Second World War, all the troops coming back were frightened that the Conservative government, Churchill's government, was going to do the same to them as they'd done to their older brothers and their fathers after the First World War. So they voted in overwhelmingly by a landslide, a Labour government, the Attlee government, because the Attlee government turned around and said, look, this is unfair. You have just given everything that you had for this fight. Remember what happened after the last war. You came back from the last war with nothing, and the people above you who said you should tip your cap to them took everything more. We will create, and they did create, council houses, they created the National Health Service, and they created the framework for the welfare state that we have today. And they did that because of the conditions that the First World War soldiers came back to. History, it's your friend. It will teach you a lot. And if history doesn't repeat itself, which in this case it pretty much is, it certainly rhymes. Learn your history.